A civilization which leaves so large a number of its participants unsatisfied, and drives them into revolt, neither has nor deserves the prospect of a lasting existence. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother, keeps for life the feeling of conqueror. Illusions commend themselves to us, because they save us pain, and allow us to enjoy pleasure instead. We must therefore accept it, without complaint when they sometimes collide with a bit of reality, against which they are dashed to pieces. In the small matters, trust the mind; in the large ones, the heart. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. We choose not randomly each other. We meet only those who already exist in our subconscious. Who likes sex, speaks about sex; hungry talks about food; a person who has no money, about money; and our oligarchs and bankers talk about morality. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Psychoanalysis should find a place among the methods whose aim is to bring about the highest ethnical and intellectual development of the individual. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. He that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. It is impossible to escape the impression that people commonly use false standards of measurement, that they seek power, success and wealth for themselves, and admire them in others, and that they underestimate what is of true value in life. In the depths of my heart, I can't help being convinced that, my dear fellow men, with a few exceptions, they're worthless. Everywhere I go, I find a poet has been there before me. Civilization began the first time an angry person cast a word instead of a rod. Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism. Immorality, no less than morality, has at all times found support in religion. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is, what does a woman want? Dreams are often most profound when they seem the most crazy. Children are completely egoistic. They feel their needs intensely, and strive ruthlessly to satisfy them. Men are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. The liberty of the individual is no gift of civilization. It was greatest before there was any civilization. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. We are what we are, because we have been what we have been. All family life is organized around the most damaged person in it. Words have magical power. They can either bring the greatest happiness, or the deepest despair. Love is a stage of temporary psychosis. Knowledge is the intellectual manipulation of carefully verified observation. History is just new people making old mistakes. Maturity is the ability to postpone gratification